Like I said, listen, we got a great show lined up for you tonight, okay? This next gentleman coming up is a good friend of mine. He's been performing comedy around the Twin Cities for over 2 years now. Please welcome the very funny, the very talented Mr. Phil Kolas, everybody.
Thank you, hello, everybody. Costa Pepper Incorporated. I don't know what the last name is. Hey, oh. Hi. Hi. Good to meet you. Becky's Turkish, which is only interesting because I'm Greek, but we still get along. But my name, Phil Kolas, it's shortened, but it actually is Greek too, ironically, how those things work. So you'd think my name translated into English must be something sexy and mysterious and exotic. But it's not, at all. Like my best friend, he's Arabic. His name is Bashar al-Sahuri. If you translate that into English, that means Atonement the Night Shepherd. Fuck yeah! That's a name for destiny, people. That's Hollywood action movie good. That's like Secret Ninja Killing Machine codename good. His whole life is a movie trailer, man. He's got explosions going off behind him. He's got sunglasses and M16. Atonement the Night Shepherd. No women, no kids. The Al-Qaeda Crusher. Atonement the Night Shepherd. You know what my name is? Philly Puskaloki Thos. Lover of horses, pumpkin farmer. Shit! He gets to punch Navy SEALs in the face. I really like ponies and Halloween. Let's go back a second. That first name, that doesn't mean I like horses. I don't cover my trapper keepers and totally awesome unicorn stickers. I like horses. Shagging Shetlands, whatever you want. Get down with Mr. Ed. That's the name my dad picked for me on purpose, sober. I hear you asking yourself, are all Greek names about having sex with animals? No, just some of them. I won that lottery, thanks, Dad. And he's like, well, I named you after King Philip, the father of Alexander the Great. Didn't go with Alexander, though. Not after the greatest badass in the history of the human race who conquered the planet single-handedly. No, not him, his dad. That close. Thanks, Pops. You know what Alexander means? The one without law, who the rules don't apply to. That would be so much cooler. I'll keep the pumpkin farmer last name if you give me the first name of a dude who sounds like he rolled off a Clint Eastwood movie, instead of a dude whose first name sounds like his favorite strip club is going to be the Kentucky Derby. I know it was hot. I went to college for philosophy, Rolling Bank, but I didn't finish. Like, I'm a college dropout, which means my life is exactly the same as if I graduated with a philosophy degree. Yeah. When I was in college, I had the best job in the world. I'll go toe-to-toe with porn directors on this one. I was a nude model for the art department. Yeah, art classes need people to draw. I need $10. It was so sweet. Job description: show up, strip naked, creep out strangers. Nailed it. And I got to fall asleep. The teacher encouraged me to fall asleep because a sleeping body is easier to draw than an awake one. That's an art pro tip. What's the last gig you had where your boss walks up to your desk and goes, you know, we've been talking about it around the office. You should probably take a lot more naps on the clock. Go ahead, 40 winks, company done. I worked through it, I'm a trooper, I know. My favorite part about that job was on my days off, when I had my clothes on. If I saw somebody that was in one of those classes, I'd hunt them down. I'd cross the street to get a conversation with them. Like, hey, what's up? How you doing? How's everything going? Because I got to see my favorite thing where they're having a conversation with me, but they're having that panic behind their eyes. And they're like, the naked dude's talking to me. Do I punch him or stab him in the face and run away? I don't know what to do. And you know they're doing that, like, don't think of a pink elephant trick in their head. It was like, don't think of him naked. So they're thinking of me naked because they can't not think of me naked. It was awesome. And if you think about it, that's the meanest thing I could ever do to somebody. Because if you see somebody naked tonight in your adventures, and then the next morning you decide you don't ever want to see him naked ever again, You can make that happen. You've got options. Like, don't answer the phone when they call. Don't go to the bar you met them at. Like, if you wake up the next morning and they're gathering your hair to make a doll with your face on it, you can get a restraining order. There's options for you. For these students I'm afflicting with this hot mess, there is no escape. Because I get to subject them to the most painfully awkward conversation they're going to have in their entire week. And then I set them free and I let them go. But just before they're out of earshot, I get to go, hey, see you in class on Monday, and then they cry, and like, fuck this, I quit. I got to ruin art majors for a living. It was pretty sweet. I compare that to the other job I had, which was the worst job I ever had, which was at a gas station. Which is, in itself isn't that bad. But it was one of those ones that played really bad country music all day. Like gas station bad, right? I've got Johnny Cash albums. This fucking wasn't Johnny Cash. You get how a gas station is a bad word in front of anything. If it was rock music or metal or yodeling or bottled water or bathroom or food, it's going to end poorly for you with those two words in front of that. And listening to this subtle art, I realized that gas station country music is about four things. How much cooler your parents are than you'll ever be. Which I think is the lamest thing you could ever write a song about. You couldn't beat scissors with rock that lame. How awesome it is to be poor. How awesome your truck is. And this is one that hurts. How awesome this country would be if white people were still in charge. Yeah, when they sang back in the day, they mean like 2007. There was one song with one line I heard every day at work that drove me insane. And it was, if I were you, about my man. Translated into English. That is, if I were you, I'd fall in love with me. Now after staying up for a little while, 3 days, think about what the fuck that meant. I came to two conclusions. Either he's alone in his bedroom, naked, in front of a full-length mirror, checking his fine self out. Or that's something you yell at a girl you have tied up in a hole in her basement, and then you tell her to put the lotion in the fucking basket, or else it gets the hose again. I got an okay gig now. It's regular cubicle stuff. But the other day at work, there was a gas leak, and we had to evacuate the building. And the guy came up to my desk and said, hey, there's a gas leak. We got to go outside. And as soon as he said gas leak, I could smell it. Which is bullshit, right? Like the gas wasn't on his shoulders, and when he said it, it jumped in my face. My ears heard the words, and my brain put it in my nose. It's playing tricks on me, making something happen that's not really there, right? Same thing with gay sex. I got nothing against it. It's not my thing. I'm all for equality, 110%. But just talking about it makes my asshole hurt. For no reason. I have a 28-year streak of anal virginity. Nobody's angling for my leather starfish. It's just my butt's brain playing tricks on my asshole. And that reminds me that the human brain is a very delicate creature, because there's two parts of it. There's the front part that has the learning and the book smarts that the stuff gets at, where you got your thinking at. And then there's the back half with the reflex and the, that when stuff comes out of your mouth from that part, it's only trouble. Where all the trouble comes from. When I see two gay guys walking down the street and I'm like, why would you sex that? That's where poop comes out of. Silly gays! There's nothing I can do. Stop doing that. And whenever you talk about gay rights and equality, people are always like, oh, where's the slippery slope? Where does it end? I'll tell you where the slippery slope fucking ends. Clowns. That's where. I fucking hate clowns. If two clowns tried to get married in a church with the face paint, I'd be the first motherfucker in front of the church with the signs. God hates gags. I would drag a clown behind my truck down County Road, which would be a hate crime if clowns were people. That's an important distinction to make. Butt sex is way closer to true love than putting on face paint and scaring 4-year-olds at a birthday party. That's a lifestyle choice. You guys better strap in. I don't know if you've ever seen Scott Brady. Yeah. This is Sesame Street. You guys should be ready.